work. The Glock 41 45 caliber pistol. What more can I say about it that hasn't been said already? Well, I'll give it a try, but we'll also do some shooting. Stick around. I want to welcome you to Rider's Range while we take a look at the Glock 41 Gen 4 that I purchased used here not too long ago. It's been out to the range a couple of times, and it'd be interesting to see how this stacks up against a 1911 45. You know that 1911s are my favorite, but I don't have any aversion to Glocks. Not a whole lot I can say about this one that hasn't already been said. It is 45 caliber. It does hold 13 rounds in the magazine as opposed to 8 in your full-size normal 1911. And that brings up the question of how does it compare weight-wise and size-wise. So we'll start with the size. I did compare it, of course, to my Sig Scorpion 1911. I did a revisited review on this not too long ago. I'll put a link up in the corner on that. And just for the safety nannies out there, this is empty, no magazine, nothing in the chamber. Same thing with the Glock, no magazine, nothing in the chamber. So they are roughly the same overall length. The Glock is a little longer. Of course, it's got a longer sight radius. When you put them beaver tail to beaver tail or grip to grip, they're relatively the same, but a longer sight radius, of course, on the Glock, just because it is striker fired as opposed to hammer fired. The Glock does have a slightly longer barrel. However, it's 5.31 inches versus normal 5 on the 1911. The widths, profiles, and so forth are just about the same, and heights are about the same, but you do get a whole bunch more ammo in the Glock than you do in the Sig. So we look at the weights, though. The empty weight, I normally don't do empty weight, but here in order to compare apples to apples, I will. The Sig Scorpion 1911 comes in at 37.6 ounces, whereas the Glock 41 empty comes in at 23 ounces. Load the Sig up with 8+1 of 230 grain ammo, and you get 46.6 ounces versus the Glock with 13+1 of 230 grain is 26.5. So a fully loaded Glock with 14 rounds of ammo is still more than an ounce less than an empty Sig Scorpion 1911. Of course, the Sig is a little heavier than some others just because of the rail and so forth. So sizes, weights the same. How about the trigger? And again, we are empty, so let's just do a couple of quick checks with the good old wheeler here and see what we get. And first of all, this comes with the used, so I always start and finally, 2 pounds 2 ounces gives us an average of 2 pounds 11.2 ounces for 5 pulls of the trigger on this Glock. No complaints. All right, enough about talking about it, because again, a Glock is a Glock. You've all heard more about Glocks, seen more on YouTube than probably anything else around. So let's just take it out of the range. I shot it with some iron sights. I bought it with a Vortex Venom, so I also did some shooting with the Vortex on it. And since then, I have purchased, but haven't done any shooting with it yet, the Swamp Fox, if I can get the cover off of it here, the Swamp Fox Justice green dot sight. So, and is the dot going to come on? And the answer is, there it is. It's, I think it's a 3 MOA if I remember right. And that's going to go on, and we'll do some shooting with it at some point in the not too distant future. But for right now, we just shot it with the Vortex and also with iron sights. So we're going to roll some footage in here, and then we'll come back and do a wrap up. And we'll start with the iron sights, and then we'll add the Vortex to it. Glock 41 iron sights. Let's just for kicks see how this will do at 50 yards. White 16-inch with a green center first. Boy, I hate Glock sights. Alright, got that. How about the 12-inch below it? Okay. 10-inch, white with a black center, high left. Like I say, I hate Glock sights. Okay, finally got it. How about the 8-inch below it, white with a red center? 3 shots left. Dare I try for a 6? The white 6 there on the left, right next to the silver gong. Let's try it. Got the gong. And 1 left. I miscounted. 1 more try for that 6-inch. Looks like I got the stanchion. Oh well. Alright, so much for 50 yards. Alright, let's see if this Glock 41 is 50 yard capable. I'm sure it is. Don't know if I am, but I'm sure it is. Alright, easy one is the big silver plate with the green center. White with the green center, high right, 16-inch. Right below that is a 12-inch, white with a red center. High left is a 10-inch, white with a black center. And below that is white with a red center, 8-inch. And between those, right next to the silver plate, is a 6-inch, all white. Nope, hold that one. Well, got the silver gong. 1 more time for the 6-inch. That moves it with authority. A few rounds left. We haven't done the torso, the low one. It's a pistol rated torso. Moves that with authority. Back to the white with a black center, 10-inch. And the 16. Got at least 1 round left, back to the silver gong. Still got 1 left. Torso again, hanging lowest center. That's it. Glock 41 definitely hits what it needs to hit as long as I do my job. Alright, so that's how the Glock 41 works for us. We do like 45s. Always had an affinity for the 45 in general, of course, mainly in 1911. But hey, this Gen 4 works out pretty good. Oh, the one thing we didn't do is really look at a side-by-side. Is there going to be any recoil difference? And I can't tell a lot of difference. Of course, the 1911 is going to be a heavier gun, so theoretically it should recoil less. So I'm going to put a couple of them side-by-side here and judge for yourself.
Problem at all. From the black torso.
Alright, so that's a probably not so quick look at the Glock 41, shooting it with the iron sights, and boy, I hate Glock iron sights. I think I mentioned that in the video. And also shooting it with the Vortex Venom, and I will do a follow-up with the Swamp Fox Justice on their green dot once I get some trigger time with it. So there it is, and thanks for dropping into Rider's Range while we looked at the Glock 41.